Hi, I'm Heather, and this is Building My Veggie Garden. Welcome back to my garden. Today I wanted to show you a couple of different types of spinach that grow in my yard naturally. Suriname spinach and longevity spinach. I love these two plants because they're super easy to grow and they're extremely nutritious. Just about anybody can grow them anywhere. In addition to the two different types of spinach, I also wanted to show you two weeds that grow in my yard that I love. Porcelain and dollar weed, also known as Pennywort. A lot of times we spend time on vegetables that are difficult to grow, and you spend a lot of time and money cultivating it, but it just doesn't grow or it gets eaten by bugs. I wanted to show you some things in my yard that grows very easily, and I wanted to show you how easy gardening can be if you find the right plant for your climate. This is longevity spinach. It is a cousin to Okinawa spinach. And I love longevity spinach because it is super easy to grow. It grows in big spaces, tiny spaces. It's hard to kill, and it's extremely good for us. The leaves are semi-succulent, so they're very dense, and there's a lot of water in them. It self-propagates pretty easily. I find it all over my yard, and you can grow it in a pot. You could put it in your yard. If you do put it in your yard and you live in a humid and warm climate, it might take over. So please be aware of that. But I love it. I love it because it's easy, highly nutritious, and it works in so many places. One of the primary things that it does is it lowers our blood sugar. I've heard studies and read studies about people who have simply eaten leaves 2 to 3 times a day, and it makes significant changes in their blood sugar. It also lowers blood pressure. And then finally, it also increases fertility. My family and I like to eat them fresh off the vine, just like this. And of course, I always check and make sure that there are no aphids on there. But we like to eat it raw. You can also snip it and put it into soups to add more color. And of course, nutrition. Sometimes we turn it into spinach chips, much like kale chips, except we're using these leaves. I don't typically eat the stem, although I do put them in my compost. This is Suriname spinach, also known as Ceylon spinach, water spinach, Florida spinach, the list goes on and on. These are two babies that I did not plant, they just self-propagated. It grows well in sunny to partly shady locations. One neat thing about it is at night, towards dusk, the leaves fold up and it looks like a V going all the way up and down the plant. And then in the morning, the leaves open back up and it looks like its regular self, which is pretty neat. I love this plant because not only is it easy to grow, but it's very high in vitamin A. And vitamin A is very good for our eyes. So this plant can help you with improving your eyes, your overall eye health. I love to eat these fresh off the vine, but I also love to put them in sandwiches. It's a very good fresh green. Also, sometimes we will add it to stir fries, and it's delicious. This is Porcelain. This short plant lays low to the ground. There's tiny, tiny leaves, tiny yellow flowers, and it's absolutely beautiful. One of my favorite weeds. It grows in my yard, and it probably grows in your yard too, quite easily. You probably have it everywhere, you've just never noticed. So why is this one great? Well, number one, it is the highest plant source of omega-3s in the world. So what are omega-3s good for? They're very good for your heart and everything that goes with your heart. 2, these are high in, or porcelain is high in magnesium, and they're tiny little succulent type leaves. A lot of people feed them to their chickens if their chickens lay eggs because it helps the eggs be high in omega-3s. And I know you guys have heard of Eggland's Best eggs, well, they feed their hens a diet rich in omega-3s. Porcelain is very high in omega-3s. So porcelain, when you eat it, and you can eat the little yellow flowers or not, but it's, I like to use mine in fresh salads. You can blend them and put it into a smoothie just to add some omega-3s. Super easy. It's very hard to kill. Once it starts growing, I don't have to do anything. I don't have to water it. I don't have to cut it. And once it's done blooming in the area that it is, I cut it off at the roots and I put it into my compost. That's fantastic, because then my compost is going to be enriched with omega-3s, which is wonderful. This is Pennywort, also known as gotu-kola. It is very popular in Asia. Here in America, we tend to look at this as a weed and we ignore it, but in fact, it's extremely nutritious. It significantly improves blood flow to the brain, so it's especially good as we age. It's very good for preventing dementia. Pennywort is really neat because it grows in marshes or very wet areas. My backyard happens to be a very wet area because we have a pond in our backyard. I pick it directly from my yard and eat it. It's thick, it's bitter, very good for us. I use it in salads just to add as a garnish, but you could also blend it, put it into smoothies. I wanted to show you all plants that grow easily or are known as weeds. With inflation happening as it is, I think it's important that we know what's available in our yards.
Thank you, Heather, for such a detailed explanation of the easy-to-grow plants in your garden. Heather's garden is in Central Florida, and if you're not in Florida and would like to learn more about what plants are easy to grow in your area, we recommend going to www.eattheweeds.com. This page belongs to Green Dean, a forager with more than 65 years of experience. In his site, you'll also have a list of 115 foraging teachers and instructors from the U.S., Canada, and Europe.
Thank you so much for joining us today. I hope you come back again soon. Please tune in again. See you later.
Thank you for tuning in. It's always great to have you in our patch. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our social media channels, and we'll see you next time. Bye.